Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for July 14th. Looking at the US Japanese yen pair, this pair gapped down on the open and closed up to form a inverted hammer. This typically is an indication that you need to look for the market reversing, but you do need to wait and get confirmation on that. We are looking for the market to be between 107.11 and 105.66. I don't know if y'all noticed, but this the gap, it pretty much gapped right down into support and then retraced. What I'd be looking for in this pair, if we have this low here, if this low is taken out, then go ahead and it's going to be heading to the downside. Probably looking for this range. If it heads up, closes up, I'd look for confirmation on the break of this high, and at that point, if it does break above that, then I would look for it to go to this point, back up to that resistance level. So that's kind of what I'm looking for with the U.S. Japanese yen. Of course, there is the news coming out with them, but we'll get to that a little bit later. We could look at the Euro USD. This pair also gapped on the open. It gapped up, but then came back down. And what I'm looking for on this pair, we have a range of 1.6010, and on the low side, looking at 158.04, and pretty much looking for support. It gapped also into support into resistance. If you back out enough, you can see that basically from this point over. It gapped into that previous resistance point. Let's zoom back in. Bear with me, if you would please. Okay, there we go. So I'm looking for support on the downside to be about this level. If the market does come head back down, looking for it to break this low, then I expect it to come on down to this point. So looking at the pound USD, we're looking on the high side for this pair to be around 2.001. Need an extra zero there, and on the low side around 1.9768. This pair appears to be moving higher, even though it did dip pretty low today. It also gapped right into resistance, previous resistance, which is kind of interesting, and it also came down to previous resistance, which now has become support. It pretty much pulled back to that point and then went higher. So that's kind of what I'm looking for in this pair. If it breaks this high, we could definitely be going higher. If it breaks this low, look for it to come down to this level around the 1.9705. Now taking a look at the Swiss. There we go. Didn't want to switch. Looking at this pair. This pair's, of course, gapped down on the open, and it also closed to create a inverted hammer. So we have the potential for this market to go back up in this direction. I would look for a break of this low. If we're going to go lower, look for it first. If we're going higher, look for a break above this high. If we do go higher above this point, look to hit some resistance around this point, around this line. If we look at what happened today, the U.S. government said they had plans to bail out and rescue the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They're going to do that by opening the Fed discount window, and there's a proposed purchase of their equity, but we'll just have to wait and see how that all plays out. Now, the Japanese yen has their monthly report out early this next session, so keep an eye on that. And the pound has their consumer price index for June being released, and the U.S. Has their retail sales for June being released tomorrow morning at 8:30. So definitely keep an eye on the market during that time. And the Bank of Canada has their rate decision. It's the consensus is that they're going to hold the rate at 3%, and that's most likely what will happen. So until tomorrow, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.